Will state stores be privatized? I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Pennsylvania State Representative DiGirolamo. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you, Jill.
A bill has passed the House regarding liquor store privatization.
Yes.
This was, as we mentioned, voted out of the House. It's now before the Senate. The Senate is holding hearings. So where does this entire potential privatization process stand?
Well, it's a very controversial issue, Jill. And maybe I want to go back just a little bit because I've been a state representative for 18 years. And when I first got up to Harrisburg in 1995, Governor Ridge wanted to privatize the state store system at that point in time. And I was actually on the liquor committee at that point in time. And I was opposed back then, 18 years ago, and many of the same reasons that I'm opposed now, and I did vote no on that House bill, it was House Bill 790, are the same reasons that I was opposed 18 years ago. And just to summarize why I'm opposed, I mean, first we're talking about 4,500 employees in the state store system. And if we privatize and if we have a full privatization, they are in danger and jeopardy of losing their job.
Now, would there be consideration in the private sector for these state employees?
Well, there was some language in the bill for a education credit and a job credit and some kind of preference and priorities for jobs, but I don't really believe in my mind that that's going to make much of a difference for any of these people. So I'm concerned about these people losing their jobs, and that's a big concern for me.
Now, you also say there's a business argument that you don't necessarily agree with when it comes to potential privatization.
Yeah, the business side of the argument, in the House bill that we passed, the 1,200 beer distributors across the state, and these are our small business people. These 1,200 beer distributors employ between 10 and 12,000 Pennsylvanians. I mean, they would have first crack or priority at a license to sell wine and alcohol or spirits. They came out opposed to the House bill. And the reasons that they were opposed is because many of these small businesses, these beer distributors, will, in their opinion, will not be able to afford the licenses or will not be able to expand to be able to put this wine and spirits. And second part of the business side of it, I mean, I just don't think it makes good business sense for the state. The state store system as it is, the wholesale and the retail, makes somewhere between $100 and $150 million a year in profit and collects $400 million of taxes. So the tax issue aside, I mean, we're going to sell this asset, and I'm not quite sure how much we're going to get if we sell it off. I mean, there's been estimates to up to $1 billion. I'm not quite sure we're going to get that much, but we're going to lose the income that the state store system makes each and every year.
Could that potentially, though, be offset by some of the revenues generated by the private sector?
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, they're going to collect the tax revenue, but that's all we're going to get. I mean, and we're going to get that one-time fee, and then we're not going to get that revenue that the state store system generates every year. So I don't know if it makes good business sense for the state.
We just have a short time left, but some people have asked the question, why should the state be in the liquor business at all?
Well, and I think that's a fair question to ask. And, we've been in this business for 80-some years. It came from the Prohibition era. And, in my opinion, it's working good. And alcohol is still the #1 abused drug in this state and this country, and I don't think it pays to increase access and consumption of alcohol.
Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you, Joe.
We've been talking with Pennsylvania State Representative DiGirolamo. I'm Jill Horner.